Well, howdy everybody. Let's see. Audio is on. Okay, looking like we're live. Hey, Angry Blacksmith. So it is November 8th. Welcome to the 17th Museum Ration Bulletin. It's Ration Museum Bulletin. Yeah, we're off to a great start. So this is Sunday, November 8th, and glad to see folks already in the chat. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things tonight. We're going to bring back out that recipe book that we looked at a couple months ago and start looking at the reverse side. We're going to eat some Kazakhstanian food, I think. Or wait, this is the Belarusian. This is the Belarusian. We're going to eat some Belarusian food. Might do another pound cake just because now it is actually officially 50 years old, not just a few days shy. And, you know, good excuse, right? And gonna do an officially timed cracker challenge because I've rewatched that and it's pretty much right exactly 2 minutes from the first, like, oh, okay, I'm taking a little bite, I'm taking a nibble, and you got to count that. And then, okay, I'm gonna dive into it. So it's pretty much right at 2 minutes. And rather than, you know, be disputable, I'm just gonna do a timed one and probably blow it. So we'll see. Howdy, Fordman. Welcome. Welcome. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday afternoon or night or morning, wherever you happen to be. Just gonna, move a chair over. No, the chair can stay where it is. All right, I think we can take a look at the recipe book. Let me put this stuff off to the side again. Oh, well. Howdy, Chris. Welcome. Just saying we're gonna officially redo the ration or the cracker challenge with the timer going on purpose. Well, I mean, I'm gonna click down and look at the clock and actually see what second it starts on and go. And we're gonna read over some of these recipes, and depending on how well the effort went earlier to get the word out about this stream to new channels, you know, a couple of new sets of folks. We'll see. You know, I may repeat some stuff we've walked through before for the benefit of new folks, but if it's all, you know, the steadfast crowd, we're gonna you know, stick to purely new stuff tonight as best I can. So we're just opening up the Army Recipe Salads and Salad Dressings book, which, you know, I'm sure this is a favorite for some of you. I know it is for me. We only got through, I think, about maybe 3/8 of it last time, maybe closer to half. I can't recall. So the way it works is we've got, and actually before I dive in any further, just gonna grab a set of gloves and do hopefully no more damage to the book than has already been done by handling. Because, you know, we would like these to last for a very long time, and while we don't have proper temperature and humidity control for books as like an intentional thing, down here it actually is right around the right zone where, you know, we're at 60-ish or 65-ish to 70-ish degrees all the time, and you know, we're at a pretty stable humidity level, so, you know, there's never any feeling of dampness or any extreme dryness, so that's good. That's good. So this book, I was about to say, has an interesting feature in that it reads all the way across in one direction, and then you flip the book around and this way, and you can read it backwards, upside down on the opposite side, going back are additional recipes. So we didn't look at the reverse recipes for the most part. We did in a couple instances. Howdy, James, welcome. So there's going to be a lot more of these. And if anybody's remembering from last time, the key ingredient that the Army cooks have to get rid of via salad is lettuce. So they get pretty creative with the definition of salad in these, but they're always going to have lettuce, whether it matters or not. Bed of lettuce underneath some kind of other creation made up out of whatever the heck is left over and needs to move. Still counts as a salad. The green's in there, whether they eat it or not. So we'll be diving in on that. But let's see, just to get the cracker challenge back out of the way, I think I'm going to do that first while we're still at a small audience, just because it's going to be a boring repeat for some folks, and I'm hungry. That's what it comes down to. I'm hungry. So we're doing a pack of crackers from probably I don't know, around early 90s maybe. And let's see, I should probably get this set up officially over here, get out a tray for it, and get ready, because this time it's personal. So we're going to get out a tray. We've got our 2 pieces here. Hey Smitty, welcome. And Kaylin, sorry, I don't think I said welcome. Alright, so you can see we've got nothing left in the bag in terms of crumbs or corner bits. So these are things we didn't do last time that we're going to do this time. Officially start setting timed records here, because that's the other side of it. Even if it's an undisputable 1 minute and 59 seconds and it counts, that's not a great record. Let's try and set a good one. Let's try and set something that's difficult to beat. Here I'm talking a big game like I have any idea what any of this is. I need to actually go out and see what other people's times are and who's even done this. But oh, the first gen ones, yeah, they are the best with the heavy scoring line and the crystallized salt on the surface. They're good. I don't think I have any just ready to go sitting around. These are early-ish generation, probably 90s, I was saying. Let's see, I'm gonna get a drink ready for afterward, but not gonna prep with them. Let's see. We've got drink mixes of a couple sorts in here. Oh, and some other fun stuff for tonight. I'll put that to the side. Could be a surprise. All right, so let's see. Drink mixes. We've got some standards. We've got some carbohydrate electrolyte beverage. We've got some orange. We've got some Orifo beverage pouches, peach and raspberry. And we've got some MCW cocoa. What are we thinking? Oh, sorry for the bag noise. I'm sure that's awful. Anybody got any preference among those drinks? U.S. electrolyte. What are these? British? Australian? I'm sure a lot of folks have these. German? Yeah, it's starting to get to snow season. Starting to get to snow season, Smitty. I was reading today it snowed in Reno. I mean, I guess it sort of does every now and then. I have a truck stored. Well, a group I'm associated with has a truck stored out there. I bought the thing and reconditioned it with friends and drove it for years. But thankfully, that's not necessarily my day-to-day part of the group anymore. But it's just outside of Reno, almost in California, actually, about 15 miles out of town in Bird Eye. It's a gigantic hot pink box truck full of Burning Man junk. It's a good truck, but you know, I'm bringing that up because not super surprised about snow in Reno with that in mind, because it snowed on my truck quite a few times. The camp's truck, not my truck, not my truck, not my name on it anymore. Hey Marilyn, welcome. Good to see you. So let's see, anybody shouting out Orpho's British? Anybody got a preference for what I try? I think I might try one of those. Let's see, we got raspberry and peach Orpho. I know that wasn't a recommendation for him, but I'm gonna take that as close enough. Let's see. So we got raspberry and we got peach. Manufactured in Germany for Orpho. So made in more than one place. Can't say which ration these came out of. This was in a just great big bin of mine. Just bits and pieces. Howdy, Zeno. Welcome. Welcome. So I think I'm going to go with peach. Hey, there. That's the only vote I see in there, too, so that's going to count. So, let's see. Wasn't prepared. Didn't fill this up this time. This says it's going to need 500 milliliters of water. So I'm going to go do that real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, back. Couldn't find any large cups. I've got my little military cups over here. So I've got, you know, the normal set. We got our breakfast juice cup, we got our standard everything cup, and we got our little coffee mug. But gotta get that set back up. Sorry for the view of the floor for a while. Oh wait, no, it was blacked out. But you know, depending on which one I go for, we're just gonna have to reduce and guess and stir it up. So no big deal there. And I'm gonna grab a spoon from over here. Do the stirring. Well, we'll grab a couple. Let you guys pick. We got Russian. We got old school Canadian. Can't forget those. And oh shoot. Was this in the Slovenian ration? I can't remember. Any info on the Trail Frigid TF2? Gunner asks. I have not heard of that. And Certainly, there's a ton of rations I have not heard of. I was actually just looking at a book. I think I mentioned on the last stream maybe about 3 weeks ago, and just all kinds of stuff right around 1977 through 82 that I never really heard of before that were trialed and had limited run. So yeah, I'm sure there's all over the place. Just attempted or piecework. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so I think we're gonna go with the Russian spoon. Looks like it's gonna be easiest to stir in one of these little cups. Oh, and I found something else. We've got a mystery meal that I've always intended to try and see what it was. It could be any of a number of things. Just let me switch over here. You can take a better look. It's undated, unlabeled, on everything. I've had it for at least 5 or 6 years. So that'll be fun. Just a slab with absolutely no markings. Maybe not on that next one. Oh, and I am going to have to get up from the desk again at some point and go upstairs. I've got a new NASA pamphlet that came in and made me think. We haven't really walked through a lot of the pamphlets yet, so I've been collecting the food and space history the food and space pamphlets across the different releases over the years. So they're talking about the marvels of the food technology being used for the Gemini program, and then for the Apollo program, and then for the shuttle program, and they all kind of talk about the previous generations as they expand. So it's neat to see the progression of that, and we're going to take a look at those on the stream tonight. So don't let me forget. Before we get too far past the hour mark, we're gonna want to find those, and I'm gonna have to run upstairs and grab the one. So, let's see. Readiness reviews. Welcome. Good to see you. And Gunnar, by the way, welcome. I don't think I actually said hello. Good to see everybody. Just for anybody joining, we're gonna do an official cracker challenge. I'm just dragging my feet over here. Gonna make some peach drink. We've got some British peach drink. This one's made in Germany. So for all I know, this came with a Danish ration or a German ration. It might have come right out of a UK ration, but can't recall. It's been in a bin for a while with just mixed parts from all kinds of things we ate. This might have been from one of the. I can't recall. Did the Australian ones have those too? Oh, what am I doing? There's no way. There's no way this is 500 milliliters. I just went ahead and poured the entire thing in. Well, let's see. This cup and this cup, I think, roughly hold the same, but this one seems a little bigger, so we're gonna go that route. So I'm just gonna transfer about half of it. Let's see. Just gonna transfer about half of it over. Yeah, that looks about right. And get a nice dusty, smoky effect going. Ah, we missed it. No worries. Let's see. Actually, I will keep this one switched. We're gonna do some pouring, and we're just gonna feel it out. See about how much water goes in there. Oh, actually, quite a bit more than I thought. So we just used about, I would say, about 400 milliliters to fill to this point. So I am not going to show you on the laptop camera this time. Learning lessons. So we're looking pretty full there. I'm gonna add nearly all of the rest of this in there because that should actually be almost where we want to be. There we go. And we'll just stir that back up. did they? I'm just gonna catch up real quick. What did they feed the chimps? I missed something. Oh, what did they feed the chimps? I was talking about NASA food. Now I get it. Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know, and that's something to figure out. If you happen to dig in on that and find any good articles, by all means, shoot them over to me in the museum Slack or the Discord or the MRE info Slack. But museum information is below. By all means, expand the comment or expand the about us and about section, whatever. I'm terrible at this. Expand the about section, and there's links to the Discord, to the volunteer sign up form, and to the website, the placeholder. The site needs to be worked on for sure. Okay, so we're gonna put that to the side for after. Hey Dub C, welcome. And we're going to get ready to do an official cracker challenge. We saw on the stream earlier there wasn't the slightest bit of crumb left in the package. Everything is out here on the serving tray, and we're gonna tuck in a moment. So just getting a clock going up on my side. Actually, let me see. I'm gonna try and add if they have anything like that. Spin wheel, jar, subscription, no. Oh, let's see. All kinds of interesting stuff, but not seeing a clock as a built-in thing. I know with SNAS I could be running a timer and link to that and show the timer up here, but it's all right. We'll be, the VOD will be the save video will be the way to tell, and I've got a clock right here, so just so you guys see, I've got the clock up in the corner there. So I'm gonna stick to 2 minutes on this, but like I said, we're gonna try and go for an actual, a respectable time, not exactly 1 minute 59. So the time is now covering everybody, so I can't see the chat, but I can't respond to you with cracker in my mouth anyway. So here we go. All right, we're gonna from the first bite, we're gonna count this. So I'm waiting for the 15 seconds after the hour. Done. Okay, so that's 155. That's not really much better than last time at 159, so still, just barely under. I'll count it. I almost coughed in the middle there, which would have almost certainly put me over the time limit. But we made it. All right, gonna move the clock now so that I can see chat again and have a refreshing beverage. Any World War I rations, Gunner asks. I've got the containers from a couple different pieces, but we're lacking any actual food. Which at this point, there's probably some dried meat emergency ration of some sort that's still around, and there's knowingly hardtack that's still around, but there wasn't an official distributed packaged ration that was mass produced and in wide use across the entire armed forces at the time. So there isn't something to the effect of easily identifiable military labeled canned goods for individual soldiers' consumption. There's all kinds of food that was put through the military supply line that went through in crates that were military labeled, or large cardboard boxes that were military labeled. So, those are things that the museum will be looking for. And then reproductions, I'm sure, for displays. There's a bunch of folks doing great reproductions of the hardtack cans, which were, rectangular, longer cans, kind of like, picture a stack of, I think I got stuck here before, the square shortbread cookies that come in a single sleeve stack. Picture that, but a metal can with lead sealed ends that say, stamped U.S. So those were the hardtack. Oldest food that I've found except hardtack. Well, that's a good question, and that actually gets me to want to pull some of this stuff out. Food, 1890s. Probably. I don't think all the way back into the 1880s. But hardtack is food, so can't fault me for including hardtack, in which case we're going back to 1862 verified, or roughly 1860 to 1864 for all the unverified, in terms of no specific family history and known time that it was issued to a particular person. Just, hey, this came through family or collection, or was in such and such museum and is of proper vintage, or has the marking of proper vintage. In the end, we can't be 100% certain about something that doesn't have essentially something that didn't exist in the 1860s. The idea of, at least in the U.S., tracking the passage of what they would not consider to be valuable items through family. These would just be family heirlooms. It's like a piece of memory, but so let's see if we can actually find some of that in this barrel here, part of the entryway display. Switch that around. Actually, we'll just switch Here we go. All right, so that was just this. I'll put you over there for now. Okay, so we've got this box right here of the old food collection, and we've also got everything else left in this barrel, which was anything that was likely to leak through, or possible to leak through, so it went to the bottom layer. I had no audio while I was looking at the barrel. Ah, man, let me just double check on. I messed with things before the show, so that's got to be what it is. I see the audio moving. It's not marked as muted, and it's in the audio output, but I probably should have rebooted this before I went live, so that's probably what it is. So thank you for telling me. Is it still quit? The audio can't still be quit. Okay, I tried muting and unmuting. It's listed as not muted. It's listed as going out. Anything? Okay, it's back to normal. Okay, good. So yeah, on the other one, I was messing with the stream, so who knows? I just won't go back to that solo camera. If I'm gonna switch, I'll keep one of these two views for the rest of tonight. Thank you very much for telling me. Okay, so this has not been opened in 5 years or more, so we're gonna explore this together. This is my original old food collection. Had a little display, and just like I said, never had much of the guts to actually go ahead and eat this stuff. So there, for the grace of God, go I. Oh, so that whole time I was talking about, I just realized that means that you guys saw me just holding up a lot of jars. I was talking for the longest time about the Civil Defense Administration and its value to the country for years and years and years. I was talking about this particular item, the sniff kit, and its purpose, which, just to summarize, there's a lot of smell-alikes in here. They're not the actual compounds. They're meant to smell as close to the actual thing as possible, so that when you're, for instance, working as a demolition and clearance crew in the Civil Defense Administration after a shelling, and you're clearing rubble from a site, and all of a sudden something just catches the edge of your scent, and you're aware from having had the training with this scent kit that it's, for instance, Lewisite. Wait, let's see. Or mustard gas. So you would actually, you're supposed to shake these up, and then you get a sense for what they smelled like, and you could tell, what was being potentially used on you if you had a chance. Ooh, this has a very specific smell. But it was just a really neat piece of history that I forgot was in that barrel, was all I was saying. So this is the the Civil Defense Administration sniff kit for the purpose of training individuals and knowing the sense of dangerous bio and chemical agents at the time. So now we're looking at an old food collection. Again, sorry for a couple minutes of silence there. I'm glad we came back quick and all that. But hey, I guess it means you didn't hear when I dropped the barrel lid and it was banging around all over the place. That was awful. So we've got we've got some old food to take a look at. I'm gonna move this ration tray. I'm a lucky idiot. There's still a glass of juice on there. That could have gone very poorly. Is what I'm saying. So that was very lucky. All right, we're gonna get. Well, actually, we will keep this open here. Bring this closer for a better view, and we'll bring these things out. These go over here. Sorry for the distracted nature. That's what happens when I open old boxes. So, like I was saying, this has been, well, again, I gotta question everything I say now, whether or not you actually heard it the first time. So this was my old food collection. Before I started collecting rations, I was actually just trying to find older and older regular food to eat. I was fascinated with the labels. I was fascinated with the presentation. So there was a mix of that as well. And I didn't actually have the guts in the end to eat most or any of the really old food. So it stayed, displayed, and bit by bit the display built up. So, we'll take a look through these. So these almonds are in there. Actually, I just now noticed the way the top of the, oh no, okay. Yeah, these almonds are in there. So this is a keyed can. You can see the little lip right there. So you would pop that back. And the key is not on here anymore. Oh yeah, there's where it would have been. You would take the key off. You would get it in there, and then you'd wind it all the way around the can, and the top would come off. So this is still full of almonds that sound like rocks. So I always like that. Still no audio? No, everybody else is here, and I've been talking. Reconnect if you've... Well, I guess he can't. Tell Zeno to reconnect. Okay, thank God. So if you hear me saying that, then I'm definitely coming through. Making me paranoid over here. So we've got a can of fried grasshoppers. Okay, let's make an announcement that anybody who still can't hear it was a glitch, please reconnect the stream. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Let's see. Action cannot be performed in Streamlabs. Oh, okay, I can't chat from in here for whatever reason. If somebody would make an announcement in chat, that would be fantastic. Just to the effect of, if you can't hear anything, please restart your stream, because it's working. I mean for everybody. Sorry, not just for Zeno. Just because people might not know, restart X means the audio is no good if they're, not him. Like, see, okay, but I don't know. Hopefully that's everybody. Let's get back to talking about fried grasshoppers. So this is World War II era. This one I was actually thinking about eating. You can hear it's pretty fully packed. This is a bottoms up cola that always looked to be in good shape. Tri-State Flavor Company. A division of the Quaker State Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Quaker State Coca-Cola. Imitation cherry flavoring. Still in there. This was a gift, I believe. We've got some, oh, hey, Nova, welcome. We've got some turn of the century Quaker oats with a Spanish label. So that's always fun. Let's see if we had a date on here. So there we, the recipe in the back's in English. Maybe there's, nope, it's just, see, locks in flavor, locks in freshness. That would be the the resealable can top, but you see this has got the same key style opening, and the key is actually still on this one, so that's in pretty good shape. So in order to actually place this, I would probably be able to reach out to Quaker. I bet they have, to some degree, records of their older labels. We've got some 1930s gelatin, and this is fantastic. If you liked the salad episode where we talked through some of the recipes, oh man, there are some interesting recipes in here. So there's all the individual packets of gelatin. There's 4 of them, so you could have enough to make different types of things. But we've got some new recipes using plain sparkling gelatin. So this is now pretty much take into account. This is about when it came out. This is about the early days of the idea of I'm going to use this clear, jiggly, shaky thing as a food. Are you sure you're okay there, sir? It's a food? All right. All right. So foundation recipe is just explaining, here's how you make just plain gelatin out of this. And it's one envelope of the, let's see, we got 1 envelope of the actual gelatin, 1.5 or half a cup of cold water, 1.5 cups of hot water, 1/3 a cup of sugar, and 1/8 a teaspoon of salt. But then we go on to pineapple coconut custard, fruit sherbet. Some of these things are sounding pretty good. Orange charlotte, which has hot water, cold water, lemon nectar, orange nectar, egg whites, lady fingers, or stale sponge cake. That sounds really good, actually. Luncheon salad, stuffed olives, green pepper, whipping cream, hot water, cold water, mild vinegar, grated cheese, and celery. Now we're starting to get into, I'm not quite so sure I want this mixed up and turned into a set gelatinized form and then sliced up and handed out as wedges. But okay. So you are supposed to mold it, put it on lettuce, and serve it with salad dressing. So you would take this gelatinized salad-ish thing, and then you'd put your ranch on top and go to town. So pineapple cucumber salad, crushed pineapples, cucumbers pared and diced. All right, salt, lemon juice, cold water, sugar, vinegar. We're talking about a party here. This is fantastic. You're supposed to serve on chipped lettuce with mayonnaise. Pineapples, cucumbers, and mayonnaise. I mean, just come on there. It's not pineapple coconut custard, Zeno. It's pineapple cucumber mayonnaise salad. They're different things. They're different things. What's that, Gunner? Oh, it seems like I could try one. Well, maybe one of these days, but I think I'm passing a lot of this on to someone else who actually tries old food. Like I said, a lot of this has been in my possession for a very long time. I don't display it anymore. I don't eat it anymore. So we'll see. I already gave Old Smoky dibs on this stuff, so see if he comes by. See if he still wants it. We got macaroni. Oh wait, we can't forget reception salad. Let's see what nonsense reception salad is. We've got crushed pineapple, celery, walnut meats, lemon juice, sugar, cream cheese, salt, pimentos, and whipping cream. I can't make this stuff up. There's a point in our history in this country where the idea is to say, okay, I'm going to take some salty red pimentos, a can of just brined up salty pimentos. I'm going to mix in some cream cheese and some whipped cream, and then I'm going to throw some nuts in there, put all that in some clear, shaking jiggly gel, and dice that up. Dice that up for a party. Oh boy. Oh boy, that sounds fantastic. We got macaroni loaf. So, whipping cream, cold water, cream cheese, lemon juice, onions, salt, celery, pimento, parsley, macaroni, and mayonnaise. We are just taking out all the stops with that one. Oh wow, we got some more in here. We're barely going to get into this old food box if I read through all this. The grapefruit salad, that sounds like it's going to be pretty normal, and it looks pretty normal. I would eat something with sugar, pecans, and grapefruits and gelatin. That sounds like it'd be pretty awesome. Grapefruit gelatin. We got jelly, prune, and orange salad. Again, like when it's all sweet stuff with a little bit of savory in there, it makes perfect sense to my palate. It makes perfect sense to me. But when we're talking about, uh, putting mayonnaise on gelatin, and I don't know, mixing pineapple with cucumber. Well, uh, another streamer, Hellforge, uh, Hellforge TV on Twitch. He said something to me the other day. He said I had a Swedish adventurism or something to that effect in terms of, or Swedish food anarchy was a term he used, due to some of the stuff I was combining, but I don't think I go that far with it. We'll see. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you want to get these recipes, you can always come back and pause. So I'll just go quick. Meatloaf, you know, with a little gelatin in it. 1 minute icing, that sounds good. Pineapple gelatin pie, prune chiffon pie, and lemon snow. So those all sounded pretty normal versus the ones that had meat and mayonnaise and cheese and fruit and vegetables and everything under the sun. So let's see. We've got some things in here that aren't necessarily food. Like here's just a moist towelettes from, I would say probably the 50s. Whatever they were a couple cents. They weren't marked. Yeah, you gotta love old cookbooks. Zeno's right. This is empty, but was always a interesting looking dextrose enriched mission drink or mission orange drink. This I found on a hike in Montana, just in the woods, just barely sticking out of clumps of leaves. It wasn't buried. It was surface level. Wasn't really protected. It was just out there. We were pretty high up, and it might have been high desert country. So that's probably why I was in as good a shape as it was. I mean, it's obviously bent up, but it's a heavy steel can. I'm not gonna unbend it, but Great Falls Select beer. I always like the look of that one. Oh, okay. So this box has the Steelers Super Bowl can collection. This was on my shelf for a long time. So these are all empty as well. But we're getting towards some things that aren't empty, so stick around for that. So let's see. We've got these were a gift from my uncle. So been holding on to these. They've been on my mantle on and off for 20 years. So it's when the Steelers would win the Super Bowl, at least back in the day, Iron City Beer would do a special can that had the entire team on them, or maybe even just when they were, or no, yeah, when they'd win, it says champion. So this is the 1975 Super Bowl winning team. I just think these are really neat, and the tops on some of them are closed. This is the 1976 Super Bowl championship Steelers. The 70s were a good year for the or a good decade for the Steelers, by the way. 70s and right up to 1980. And I'm not really too terribly into sports myself, but you know they're in this box, so we're going to take a quick look at them. That's what tonight starts with, at least. We may go a little long on this stream because there's stuff I do want to get into about actual rations, but this is a good distraction. I'm sure everybody could use a bit of a distraction right about now. So this is the 1979 Super Bowl championship team and the 1980. So the Steelers won 4 out of the first 10 Super Bowls. And then, you know, calm down for a bit. Let's see. These show up every now and then. These are a candy type called Butter Bits. Golden Butter Bits. So, this is 1940s or early 50s. No, wait, actually, no, I'm wrong. There we go. This one's actually dated. This is a 1962 can. So, still sealed, still full. This weighs a good 2 pounds of pretty much Werther's original kind of flavored candies. So, this is also still sealed and opened by key. So, this has that little tab that you'd put the key in and roll it around. We've got, this is full. This is sheltered drinking water. So, steel can. These are, you know, pretty common to still be found out there. These are either 1950s or early 1960s, you know, sheltered drinking water. So there's a couple approaches to drinking water. One is this actual barrel that we're looking at the contents that I'm pulling out of. So let me just bring this up here. This is how you'd store 17.5 gallons of water at a time. And then you can actually use this. If you see the top markings there, we've got water fill line and sanitary fill line. So I think you can guess what sanitary fill line means. And you would get plastic liners and a seat cover for that particular purpose of the ration. I mean, of the water canister. So you'd use it until you were out of water, and then you'd get to use it again. So I'm going to keep these separate, just because they go along with the civil defense, you know, gear. But these are both still full of water. This one might have been packed in the 80s. This one in the 50s or 60s. And no old food collection is complete without a full can of Billy beer. So this is Jimmy Carter's Brothers Beer Company in the 70s, late 70s or 80s, or early 80s, I mean. He canned up his own variety of beer. We've got some Durkees, curry powder, and some Surefine allspice. You know, and a lot of these I don't know the actual exact years for. I just got them because they were really neat old specimens that were full. And, you know, I had this grand vision of making meals out of all of these. We've got some Raleigh's ginger. So what was this? No, that was Heinrich's. Heinrich's was the cherry flavoring. But an imitation cherry flavoring from the late 1800s is probably something really interesting in that bottle. Probably some extinct animal in that bottle. Oh, speaking of weird animals, wait, which one are you talking about finding, Gunner? Oh, the Billy beer? Probably. These sound totally normal. These Funstein's pecans. You know, no clear markings. St. Louis, Missouri, they got a good recipe for pecan pie. Pecan. Votes in the comments on can or con. Got some canned coconut, shredded coconut. I just love these cans. I just really like the look of them, and that's kind of the draw in the original collection was just I like the look of this. I'm gonna put it on the shelf with the rest of them, you know. And then it evolved into okay, that could go anywhere forever. Let's get a focus, and the focus ended up being military food. So this is the predecessor to an ice pack. This could be frozen and unfrozen, frozen and unfrozen as many times as you needed, and it wouldn't break the seal of the can. Like that was its purpose. So before there were plastic ice packs, there were metal ice packs that had the same purpose and were no more dangerous to use than a regular ice pack in terms of freezing and unfreezing. And they had an element of I think there's a salt in there just a little bit so that they freeze. No, wait. I'm making no sense. I think whatever it is, they freeze pretty easily and they stay frozen a little longer than a lot of other things. So a lot of old cans and stuff in there. So what we're going to look at is the actual food that I've got over here. It looks like it mostly survived being packed for all this time, so that's good. But we'll make some space. Make some space. And we'll keep a little backdrop there. So, this did not last. King Snedley's beer. This is probably full to about here. There is no awfulness in the canister where I took it out, so I think it's just a slow evaporation. Buckeye Cola. This is full. So these full, potentially consumable ones are definitely going to Smoky. We'll see. Tooheys Draft, full. This is New South Wales, Australia. And, this is, I've got to say, this is one of the most convincing things yet to try and trick me into believing that Australia is real. But, I know better. I know better. I mean, come on. Koalas, yeah, I'm going to believe that. No, I'm joking. I know Australia's real. But, actually, yesterday, so I was going to say this earlier, yesterday I had kangaroo burgers, and last weekend before that I had yak burgers. I've never had yak. I know Ruler Yak is my ration collecting namesake and handle throughout the internet for 25 years, but I never actually ate yak until, not yesterday, but a week before Saturday. And it was neat. It had a very unique taste. And it was a good taste. It wasn't like bison. It wasn't like, cow, whether you're talking Holstein or Angus or whatever in between. It was a really interesting flavor. I enjoyed it. And then yesterday I had kangaroo burgers because I'd had, like the jerky you can get on Amazon that says it's whatever, but when you look at the label, it's like 80% pork fat and, beef. And then they put a little whatever in there, so you're just tasting regular jerky. But and this isn't a plug. I don't have any connection to these guys. But if you're interested in finding strange animals to try and eat that are and getting it shipped to you, freezing cold, frozen solid and ready to go from a great butcher that has non-shady connections for getting these meats or farming these meats within the U.S. It's Fossil Farms. Really neat. So that was my first order from them just to try them out, and I got yak, I got kangaroo, and I got an ostrich steak that I'm gonna have, sometime in the next week or two. So why not? Got to try weird stuff when you have the chance. So, oh hey, no problem, Nova. I enjoy showing these things. We've got some old clam chowder, a couple of these. They're 1980, November 1980. This doesn't even look old. This looks late 90s, early 2000s, just Japanese weird coffee. I probably just got this because it was neat. And Japanese coffee. I may actually keep and consume that one. I'm not sure. Presidente Cerveza. So this is another one that looks like it's potentially consumable. So I'm hoping he gets excited, and I hope he hasn't tried a lot of these. This is reservation corn from years and years ago that I found in a shed in Montana, way out in the middle of nowhere, a collapsed building. So this is specifically labeled distributed by the USDA in cooperation with state and local tribal governments for domestic food assistance programs, not to be sold or exchanged. So just, I also, this is definitely going to stay in the museum collection. It's a little swelled, there's no eating this. So I'd like to actually cut this open and get the contents out and keep it for the museum. So that's another side of this. I'm actually finding a few things in here that, that the museum is actually going to have to keep, like these emergency drinking waters and this this can of reservation corn. There's another thing that's in the collection that has something to the effect of that special food produced for distribution on tribal lands. It's in World War II in the United States. There were internment camps for Italian and Japanese and German Americans, and just because of the connections outside of the country or the potential of family connection or going back to serve the mother or fatherland or whatever it would happen to be, some really awful choices, but some might argue we'll stay out of the politics of it. I look at it as a pretty dark period of American history. The internment camps in the U.S. Granted, it wasn't slave labor and we weren't killing people, but we were depriving people of their liberty, and depriving people of the livelihoods that they had built for themselves in the land of the free. So it was a pretty dark period, I would still say. But I have a couple rations from those internment camps, cornmeal cans that are still intact and full. So that's something for the museum. So now, lighter topic, back to the old food. We've got apricot jello from probably around 1980. That's the thing. People don't generally think like I'm going to put a copyright date on food, right? So that was another part of why this was a iffy ongoing collection idea. And this, last but not least, let's see, is a whole case of that drinking water, completely full, never opened. That'll go somewhere in here. Actually, I'm going to keep it in this water barrel in case there's ever any chance of a leakage. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, yak hides and the way their fur works is really interesting for trapping air in a space above them and then up to an edge where the snow crust and whatnot would form. They're small too. Like that's the thing. You think of a yak, you see these pictures of a yak, but then you see them next to people, and if this is a cow and this is a bison, this is a yak. It's barely taller than a big dog. And when people are riding them, it's a little comical. So the old food collection. Here we are. I'm going to start boxing over here the ones that look like they could potentially be something that Smokey would try. So we've got the Presidente, Not the King Snedley's, though he might want the can, so I don't know. We got the Buckeye Cola. We got the Tooheys Draft. And I wonder what Cyanide Cookies would think of that. He might come by. If anybody spots him, let him know there was some New South Wales 1970s beer. Let's see. Oh, this isn't old. These are all empty. This is full. These are full. Gelatin. The full cola. The grasshoppers that do not seem to be dried out. I'm going to keep this cherry flavoring. That thing was really neat. And I believe it was a gift. And I'm going to keep these awful almonds that no one should eat or try to eat. So he's definitely going to get this Jello. Let's see. And then this turn of the century Quaker Oats, the Funstein's pecans, the canned coconut, these spices. Yeah, there we go. And then, with that, I think we'll try and cook up a little bit of some Belarusian ration is what we'll jump into next. So we'll get back on the topic of some military food. Let's see. Keep these to the side. Just remind everybody that the Steelers are one of the winningest teams in football. Again, not that I really know much. Oh, the Billy Beer. I'm sure he's run across Billy Beer a number of times, but this one's in pretty good shape. Never know. Ginger. Yep. These are empty cans. All right. Pop that to the side for now. So we've got some options for what we jump into next. Let's see. We've got no idea what it is patty of some kind. Could be a shaped pork rib. Doesn't feel like it's got the lumps in it for a shaped rib. Might be the imitation pork rib. Might be, let's see. Could be the maple pork patty. Could be a chicken breast. Could be, was there ever a meatloaf? Fake beef patty? I mean, did any of the beef patties come in a rectangle? I don't recall. I feel like not. But certainly not the 5 fingers of death. Too small. So we got that as a potential. We've got a classic cherry nut cake as a potential. That it almost certainly is not going to be edible. So if you want to watch me try and eat something that's almost certainly not edible, we could go that route. And then, like I was saying earlier, we've got a Belarusian ration, which just is fun to say. So, jalapeno beef patties rectangular. So we've got options. We got chicken, pork, or beef. That could be a toss of the dice. So if we were looking at the Kazakh ration, I keep doing that. This is from Belarus. I have a Kazakh right over there, or ration, I mean. But this one is from Belarus. So we'd be eating a meal of either kasha, or probably Savinya Tashinka, like just a beef stew. Some sardines. So sardines and crackers and cookies, and some pate. We got some pastillette. So looking like we have some options. We got a chocolate bar in here. Looks like it's had some interesting heat damage, but still looking pretty good. And we saved this ration, I think, from some of the melting candies, but we still have a few edible ones in there. So we got a vote for Slab of Death. 2 votes for Slab of Death. I love that that's its nickname. Dub C says the Kazakhstanian rations are ultra salty. Interesting. Yeah, some of those like the groats, which is like the barley style grain with crumbled meat and pretty heavy oil goes into it usually. They are pretty salty across the board, it seems. So, and the other thing that's going to go back into the collection, we found that nice B3 unit. So cookies, crackers, sugar, coffee, jam, etc. That'll go with museum stuff. I'm just going to put these off to the side over here. Oh, I can put my knife up there. So, looks like we're going to jump into the Slab of Death first. Hopefully it is not actual death. Got some remnants of the cracker there. That's not going to hurt anybody. We'll move these cans. Let's see. Don't let me forget, we want to take a look at the ration recipe book, or the salad dressings recipe book. Is salads and salad dressings, because they're nuts. Connor says he likes to use his rations for hikes and bike rides. That's a great idea. Most of these times, like if I tuck into the Belarusian one next time or something, it's better if you've got a couple people. Like if Nick was back here for the stream or something, we could split the whole 24-hour ration and have a pretty big meal. But otherwise you got to stick to one of them. And even then, that's going to be a bit too rich because they're meant for people in a pretty active situation. So there's a lot of calories. So we've got the unknown pouch. Currently, it's freezing cold. Let me see if I've got a ration heater handy. I know I have one handy. I'm looking at right here, but this is not gonna go my way. This is and this is one I wanted to keep in the museum collection. All it is the filings. There's no containment of them, so that's one of the more interesting approaches. They are contained in that there is like kind of an inner bag for them, but it was like you can see just barely the holes between the inner pouch where this slab of the iron and aluminum filings or whatever it is that get activated in the outside set. So I'm not going to use that. I don't think I'm going to have any just sitting around. So I may go apply heat elsewhere, or I may try a cold. I think I'll go for a cold. 20 bills for rotten stuff. Oh, RCIB units. The cookies in there have been, it's been good dice rolls for me so far. You know, I don't know. You may want to take a shot on that. They're like the great big Oreo cookie, or opposite. You know, they're filled cream cook, or cream filled cook, or you know, the shortening cream, like in Oreos, as sandwich cookies, whether they're chocolate or I want to say vanilla, but they might actually be vanilla. Oh, these cups, yeah, these Melmac or melamine, like cafeteria style cups. These things take a ton of abuse. We had them in the Boy Scout camp where I worked for years, and I have a whole bunch of these sets for a giveaway eventually, or something, or part of like a fundraiser that will hit down the road. But I've been using this one for my own reviews for years and years. So these are 1950s U.S. issue. So, for instance, this one was made by the Halsey Company in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And it's not dated, but most of these, don't want to drip everywhere, are going to be dated. That's a U.S. 1953. All right, so we're gonna see what this mystery pack is. So again, just so you know, it's not getting switched out. We've got literally nothing on the outside, which for anybody new to the stream, this is not common. There's always something. So this doesn't have any indication of a date or contents. And I think we're gonna go for the British ORP spork for attempting to eat this, because it'll give us some purchase. So, all right, without further ado, we're gonna see what the heck this is. And I honestly don't think I know, having looked at it coming out versus not, what it is, if that's any indication. So here we are. Let me get that moved a little. What do we think this is? It's got a pork loaf smell to it. Doesn't look inedible. Let's see. So we got, it's pressed. Oh, well, hey, there we go. This is the early riblet. I think. Hey, Murray, welcome. You see, now, trying to guess the meat that you're currently consuming is a fun game. You know, at least you know it's I'm actually not sure what. Yeah, there's two sets of tear notches in the side of the bag. 2 tear notches, a big heavy heat press at the bottom. Nothing else. This might be the imitation pork pressed rib style meal, or whatever the heck it was called. Because what I'm getting off this is more like an Impossible Burger than a anything. Having a really hard time placing if this is real meat or not. No, it's got to be real meat, but it's definitely not chicken. But it's got a fishy kind of taste to it, which just kind of happens with canned meat. I'm going to have to go with imitation or regular pork, grilled pork patty. You know, I've been all over the place with my guesses, so I don't know that we're really any closer to finding out. I mean, it's good. I'm eating the whole thing. So yeah, let's see. Try the juice. That's beef. That's beef stock. That's a good idea. You know, that's a good idea. Like, that's definitely more of a placeable flavor than the pressed meat itself. Yeah, that's beef stock. So some kind of rectangular. You know, it does seem like meatloaf. You know, it's like pressed, grilled, ground beef and filler. So I think I don't know. It really does feel like meatloaf. So I'm just looking real quick at, let's see, does this work? Okay, this is what I wanted. Let's see, do you find it? Trying to capture my browser here. Oh, nope, not that. Not that.